Well, sort of sad to say, but the cold weather's coming, guys. I'd like to go over a few things that I do to prepare my truck for winter. You guys may have some comments as well, so be sure to leave them in the comments below as far as what you do first and foremost to get prepped and ready for the cold weather. But myself, one thing I want to check or talk on are your batteries. Life expectancy on batteries about 5 years. Whether you got a 20-year-old truck or you got a 2020 truck, do some simple math. Check for any markings or stickers on the batteries. They usually say when the battery was manufactured, which gives you that timestamp as to when you should be replacing it. Right around that 5-year mark. If you have the luxury to remove it, most auto parts stores will check and load test your batteries for free, but there's also just that safety net of roughly 5 years, time to start considering replacing it, so you don't go out to your truck on a cold winter morning, heading to work, and you're dead in the water. Another one I like to talk about is the block heater plug. I personally had an experience with my truck. I found out the hard way. Luckily there was no fire, but it was a recipe for a fire. The way I routed my cord, it was chafing on the wiper cowl here. I woke up a couple of mornings, the GFI that I had the cord plugged into was tripped. Didn't think much of it, reset it. The next day came. Well, that next day when I unplugged it, there were sparks. It was a little wet, there was moisture dripping off the hood, but man, my truck could have burnt down. One thing to check as far as your winter preparation is that block heater cord. Make sure there's no cracks, no chafing, no breaks in the wiring, because if there is, now's the time to replace it, so your truck doesn't turn into toast. Another good one is maintenance. Replacing your fuel filter will help for the truck to start easier come the winter months. Getting a fresh oil change under the hood also is a good idea. Clean oil runs smoother, or flows smoother rather. Dirty oil can be sludgy. It can make it for a lot harder starts come those winter months. Glow plugs are a big one. Your glow plugs help equalize the cylinder temperature to get closer, basically heating up that combustion chamber, making for a lot cleaner of combustion. Truck's not all angry and cranky. You see all the cold start videos where guys are just loping coal out the tailpipe. Blep, 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 blep. As cool as that sounds, it's not good for the truck.
Pardon me, Mr. Perfect!
Don't do lope tunes. Don't do that stuff, guys. Keep up on the truck. Cycle the ignition a couple of times. That again is just helping equalize cylinder temperature and making for a smoother running starting truck. If you have the luxury of letting the truck warm up before you hit the open road, overall the truck's gonna be happier. Also, you may wanna consider a safety kit, some blankets, water, things if you do happen to get stranded somewhere on the side of the road, you're not gonna freeze your tush off waiting for someone to come rescue you. Properly inflated tires is a good one, making sure your tires are rotated. Obviously you're gonna want, for the winter months, you're gonna want the most meat in the back of the truck. This way you can get as much traction as possible when it does get a little slick out there. If it's time for a tire rotation, when you're doing that oil change, now's the time to get into it. So those are just a few things. Checking the batteries, making sure your glow plugs are up and running, making sure that block heater cord is in good shape, no tears, no rips, some maintenance, fresh oil change, fresh fuel filter. Another thing to consider would be a good winter fuel additive. If you guys have any suggestions on what you do to prepare for winter, definitely let us know in the comments. I'm sure I'm leaving something out. Definitely let us know in the comments on what you do to get your truck ready for winter. We'd love to hear from you.